All right, welcome back to Financial Tech Lab. Today we are going to be talking about another QuickBooks alternative for you, another QuickBooks Online alternative, and that is Digits. Digits is a completely AI-enabled, AI-powered accounting platform. And I first saw Digits a couple years ago at an accounting conference, and I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. And then it was kind of like it was like still kind of in beta. They weren't really rolling it out to accounting firms yet or anybody like that I could have access to, but now it is fully available and people are using it, and I'm excited to be demoing it now. So it is basically built specifically on AI for AI. It was not, a legacy system that then they are trying to AI enable. So it is very AI powered from the get-go. So I have not played around with it a whole lot. I have set up a call with someone from the Digits team and they helped me set up an accountant profile. So I'm not going to be demoing that for you. But in this video, we're going to talk about how to set up a Digits account. And then in the next video, we're going to talk about doing 1 month of bookkeeping in Digits. Okay, so this is very similar to the structure we've been doing. I've reviewed Xero. I've briefly looked at FreshBooks. We've talked about Kick. We've talked about Count, and we are going to be talking about Puzzle, and then this is Digits. All right, so another QuickBooks Online alternative for you if you are fed up with QuickBooks Online, or if you're just like, hey, I feel like AI should be doing more for me now, and do I really need to be relying on this legacy QuickBooks Online system, and you're looking for something maybe a little bit sleeker, a little bit newer, a little bit more AI powered, you might be interested in what we're looking at today. So if that is interesting to you at all, please stay tuned. Or if you know anybody else who's trying to look for other QuickBooks alternatives, please send them this video and also the whole series. We will put the playlist below as well. Okay, well, let's go ahead and talk about how to set up a new Digits account. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to financialtechlab.com/digits, and we're going to get to the Digits web page here. And if you are an accountant, you can look into more information for Digits for firms, but it is available just for a small business owner to purchase this directly as well. So we're going to click on the pricing page real quick, and then I'm going to show you there is this toggle between accounting firms and individual businesses. So they do have different pricing tiers. So just be aware of that depending on if you're an accountant or if you're an individual business. And I wanted to show you too that the pricing here is not necessarily a lot better than QuickBooks Online, but they are selling efficiency. They are going to be selling less actual manual work with the use of AI here. And also I think, just the platform is newer and things like that. I think there's going to be a lot of things here that they have justified the cost of this, basically to be pretty competitive straight with QuickBooks pricing. So I thought that was kind of interesting. When we look at some of the other alternatives to QuickBooks, I'd say Digits is on the higher end of pricing compared to the other ones that we've looked at. Just kind of FYI. But we are able to start a free trial. And when I was trying to decide which free trial to look at, they always mark, the most popular one. This one is the Core. I think when we look here to say what are we getting at Core and Pro that we wouldn't be getting in Essentials, revenue spend and integrations, custom dashboards, dimensional accounting. I don't have any of that in this demo account that we're going to set up. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and set up an Essentials account just because I don't need some of that extra stuff. And if my free trial expires and I end up paying for it, at least I'm only paying $65 a month. So I am going to set up a business account here, but if you are an accounting firm, you can set that up here. I'm just going to step through a couple things here on the business side, and then we're going to go click over into the accountant platform that I already have set up. So I want you guys to kind of see a little bit of both. So let's go ahead and click Get Started here. Before we go any further, I want to tell you about today's video sponsor, and that is Relay. Relay is a business banking solution built specifically for the needs of small business. And I know myself because I use Relay in my small business. And I've been really happy with using Relay because it's super easy to open up a new account. I can do it in just a matter of seconds straight from from my desktop, and I can easily transfer money in between. And I just have a lot of clarity to see like where my money is, where it's going. I can pay vendors directly out of the accounts through ACH or wire transfers. And it's just overall been a really great tool to help me run my business more effectively. And I've had other clients set up Relay accounts and really enjoy using it as well. And I love the way that it can really integrate seamlessly with like our accounting solutions as well. So as I've been testing all these things on Financial Tech Lab, I've noticed that Relay is one of the preferred partners there as well with the GL software and the things that we're going through. So if you want to check out Relay, Relay has set up a special code just for us here at Financial Tech Lab, where you can go to financialtechlab.com/relay. And if you're interested in setting up a new account, you can get $100 deposited and matched by Relay for the first $100 that you deposit into the account. So if you are interested in testing it out, it's a great offer. Thank you so much to Relay for offering that to our audience. And again, if you want to check that out, you can go to financialtechlab.com/relay. This looks exactly like what it looked like when I was trying to set up an account through the accountant profile too. So it's giving you the option. It says, how would you like to get started? Do you want to start fresh with digits, or do you want to migrate from QuickBooks? I just kind of want to step through this to see like what it's going to require from me to migrate from QuickBooks. So I'm going to click on this real quick. And then this is allowing me to connect directly to QuickBooks Online. What I like about that is I have tested other platforms that either if you want to do the QuickBooks integration, you have to like contact support, or you can just like upload a CSV file for to get the GL. So I like that Digits is like going to connect directly to QuickBooks Online to be able to pull that information over. So I like that. I'm not going to do that for the purposes of this video, just because the bank account stuff that I have doesn't necessarily match the QuickBooks file that I have in, and I just don't want to confuse anybody. So I'm just going to start fresh with Digits, and we're going to have it set up a test account. Okay, and then choose your accounting categories. So configure your categories and import or sync transactions. So I think this is talking about your chart of accounts. Let's go ahead and just do auto create and see what it does for us. And we're going to click next. I like the fact that we could upload our own chart of accounts. I have a downloadable chart of accounts that anybody can grab at any point in time. I like my format, but let's see what they do. Okay, we're going to go ahead and set this up. So we got Clara Test is the company name. And then we are in the United States. And then phone is optional. And then what industry are we in? We're going to put professional services and click next. Okay, and this is where it's going to have us do which plan we wanted. Now, I think it's interesting they don't give us a link to go and look at the pricing page. So I have already looked at that and showed you guys that. So we decided Essentials was going to be the right choice. So we're going to start with Essentials, and then it wants me to add my billing address. So I've entered in the credit card information to activate the subscription. And I did just switch over now, stepped you guys through that kind of setup process. I did switch over now to my accountant profile, just because this is the account that I actually want to set up. So here we are, we're going to connect to our Relay institution, and we're going to select the accounts that we want to connect. And we're going to link to Digits. Okay. So our Relay connection has been created. And so we're going to go ahead and click next. And then this is where we can connect other financial systems. So if you have payroll, you can connect it. If you're connected to bill.com, or if you have Stripe connection or anything like that, you can go ahead and connect. Right now, we're not going to do any of that, but it's nice that they have a lot of those direct integrations. Now that we have that connected, it does say, I'm not able to click on it right away. It says Digits is provisioning this client. So we're going to give it a little bit of time. I'm going to just set the timer, and then we'll come back when it's ready. Okay, so that took about 4 to 4.5 minutes from when we connected the bank feeds to the provisioning that needed to be done. And basically what has happened is that I can look back now at the history, and this is at the accountant level. So I'm looking at a client, and I can kind of go ahead and look to see like which month I want to look at before I click on it. And that's what it will That's the month it'll be when I go in and click on this client. And it's kind of saying like, okay, these things have already happened. So it's telling me basically that we are in good working order. It has been provisioned. They have gone through and the AI has done its initial work to categorize everything. And then in the month of May, it does have like a little like indicator here that maybe we have some transactions to look at. So that'll be something we can review. And then, but yeah, this is looking really good. So we can go ahead and click into the client now. Let's go ahead and we'll start in March and let's click into the client. Okay, so this is what the dashboard looks like when it comes in. So remember that this video is teaching you not how to do the month of bookkeeping. That's going to be the next video. This video is just talking about setup. So we set up our new account. We have now connected bank accounts to the app. And then now we're going to be looking at some of the things to make sure like we're basically good to go ahead and start running our financials on this. And then just so you know, like connections are here. And then right now it says that my relay is connected. So that's great. If you need to add like another credit card or anything else, you can do that there. So you don't just have to do it in that setup phase. And then on the left-hand side, there's also the accounting. And then under the accounting is categories. And this is going to be where this is your chart of accounts. So remember during setup, we had let it auto create our chart of accounts for us. And so just kind of scrolling through here, it has some general, and it's got this color coded. I think this is kind of nice because sometimes chart of accounts is not super intuitive unless for some reason you are an accountant, or if you are an accountant, it might be intuitive to you. But if you're not, sometimes it's hard to know, like, is, a shareholder loan an asset account or is it something else? Because the word loan might make you think it's a liability. So I like this kind of color coding and makes it kind of easy to see. But we can look at, any liabilities we have here, not a lot of setup. If we had a credit card connected, it would probably auto set up a account for the credit card. And then our owner's equity. So it has an equity and an owner's contribution line. Let's just go ahead since we're here. Let's see about like making a new category and let's call it owner's draws. So I like that they kind of already have some things that you might like to put in here sort of on speed dial, if you will. I like that. It wasn't active, but I was just able to create it really quick and it already had a number in there for me too. I love that. Like, honestly, kudos. I really, really like that. That was super easy. And yeah, kudos to Digits for thinking about that because I didn't really have to think much about, what to call it or give it a description or anything like that. So I like that a lot. I just accidentally clicked out, so I'm back in. So we now have this new account under owner's draws. And then let's see, we've got some revenue accounts. We have sales revenue. Maybe I want to change the name of this instead of sales revenue since that's a little redundant. Let's call this consulting revenue. Save that. And then maybe instead of transaction revenue, let's call this product revenue. So that looks good. And then we have a cost of revenue, which is basically cost of goods sold, direct costs. And then we get into operating expenses. So let's just kind of give a peek at some of this stuff. So we have professional fees, business applications and software, facilities. I like that they've kind of developed some sub-accounts to the accounts. Like that's pretty intuitive. I like that. And it makes sense. General operations, uncategorized. Wow. So they did not really identify very many accounts here. That's interesting. Okay. That might be too that like what we connected to the account was just bank accounts and not credit cards, where maybe like credit cards would have more of the like office expenses and it might have some more like, meals, travel, things like that. So it's really only added categories for things that probably the bank account was showing transactions to. So interesting. So I wonder probably if we connected a credit card, it would auto add additional accounts. So That's interesting. I don't always want to just have accounts added because I want to kind of like have my chart of accounts in order. And then I don't necessarily want to be just like willy-nilly always like adding new accounts to it. So that could be annoying for some people. I think maybe if I was doing this from scratch, I might upload my chart of accounts how I want it rather than doing this auto add. So next time around, I would probably do that. But that is up to you as the business owner and as the person putting together this, if you want to do your custom chart of accounts or if you want to do it just this auto add way. Okay. So let's see. We've looked at the connecting the bank accounts. We've looked at the categories. I think it also is fair to look at maybe vendors because one thing I was looking at as I was just glancing at some of these transactions is I was noticing that like the vendors were incorrect. So for example, this one was put into the wrong category. We switched it up, changed it, and I will be curious to see if that adjusts for future months. Let's see, let's apply that. Okay. It looks like no new vendors were added. That's interesting. I kind of want to see like a list of vendors. I wonder how I can do that. If I just go to view, maybe. No. This is a list of vendors for the month, but like in QuickBooks, we can look at like all of our vendors that are in the system, for example. And right now it doesn't look like I have a quick and easy way to find that. As we get into doing the month of bookkeeping, we might be able to explore this a little bit further. But I was going to say you might want to also review your vendors since it basically like auto-created vendors. You would want to make sure that those are correct. And so when we do the month of bookkeeping, I definitely want to see, what transactions have gone where, because then, we can kind of make sure that the vendor list is okay. Like, for example, like Intuit QuickBooks Online and Intuit Inc. are the same company. So we might want to like streamline this and just have like one record for Intuit rather than having this. But this looks like it's, actually pulling, websites, and like this actually even pulled like a phone number and Melio here also like a website, and T-Mobile a phone number and a website. So it's definitely like pulling information into the system. I'm not sure how helpful that is, but interesting. So something to explore. So hopefully this has been helpful for you, and please make sure you stay tuned for the next video because we are going to be going through digits in a month of bookkeeping. So stay tuned for that. All right. Thanks, you guys. See you in the next video.